Okay people, I'm getting some funny looks for the drivers going past here, but I'm here to explore an abandoned graveyard. I'm just going to check out these sort of, it's like an old mine. Well, an old mine, but old quarry. We've got most of the stone for the church and the graveyard we're going to visit. You can see some of the gravestones over here. Just behind that haystack there. We'll walk down the road. The grass is a bit long. So guys, we're going to visit Tullibole graveyard. It's an abandoned graveyard in Fife, Pictish country. Check this place out. Beautiful. I think it's called the Crook of Devon. But there's a abandoned graveyard just straight ahead of us. See the big yew tree? There's always big yew trees in graveyards. Let's view the stream. But there's a abandoned graveyard just straight ahead of us. It's coming through nice though, nice and crisp. One person in the chat. You can see some of the stones now. I think there's only 17 gravestones in here. I think there's maybe, I'm not sure if it said there was remains of a church. So we go into this bit here. This might be the old entrance to the graveyard. Aha, look at this. Look at this people. This stone is erected by something Morrison, 1856 or 1836. So it's not the oldest, but there is apparently graves from 1600s around here, so I'm checking out the mole holes. Moles usually soft, whatever it is. Oh, an eyeball. But if you check out the mole holes, is that a tooth? Me and the son was in a graveyard. And we found mole holes, and in the mole holes there was teeth and bits of bone. Right, let's check out these other slabs. That could be 18 or something. Seems to be some kind of notice board here. obelisk amongst the yew trees. So what's this? So the church altar, hogback stone in 5 parts. So there's a hogback stone here, which I'm starting to think the hogback stones were a Chaldee thing, a Pictish thing. This hogback stuff about Vikings, and I don't think that's true, by the way. Known as the Covenanters Table, Home Guard Observatory to Maze. There's a maze around here as well. So, report on Dr. Richard's Fawcett's visit to Tullibole, 11th to 11th 2004. Rectangular shape, very typical of a 12th-13th century church. Divisions almost definitely former burial chambers. Church is east to west, so pre-Reformation, with chancel. The remains of the church consists of the partial outline of a basically rectangular structure marked chiefly by earth banks, but with some masonry protruding. There are possibly traces of the platform of a structure to its east. Near its centre, the slightly more substantial remains of an inserted rectangular dry stone structure. The church of Tullibole was granted in 1217 by Malcolm, Earl of Fife, as part of his foundation endowment, the Cistercian Abbey of Culross. Both parsonage and vicarage teins were appropriated to the abbey from the 13th century, but emerged in the 16th century. Only 3/4 of the revenues were enjoyed by the monks. The 4th quarter may originally have been taken by the bishop as a result of the papal award of the right to 1/4 of the teins of all churches. So the papacy was taking 1/4 of the money for the churches. No wonder you had a Reformation. Well, you can see the remains of the graves. It's an old one, old slab with skull and crossbones on it. The hourglass, typical memento mori. I think we've got some tools here, possibly, like a shovel, an arrow or a shovel. Looks like a knife blade or a... It's hard to see. What's on this grave? Definitely an older one, this one. This one as well. It's quite old. Usually tell when they've got the slab with the writing around the edge. It's quite an old one. What's this? DK. Oh, there's another mole. Sometimes you find stuff in the mole mounds. Another slab. There's another one under my feet there. There's another one under there. I can feel stone under my feet. Another one there. 1720, that one. Looks like it could be in Latin. It's 1720, that's probably the oldest one we've found yet, guys. Some more slabs here. A decent view of the actual site. Right, there's an obelisk over here in between the yew trees. It says there's a maze around here. There's another stone. Go down at a road or something. That's the thing with these old graveyards, they're usually raised. There was usually older buildings here. Let's see if there's anyone in the chat yet. So if it's looking crisp, guys, it's because it's on my GoPro. How you doing, Card de Lion? Card de Leon? Note in here. Better watch my ankle. Ugh. Last time I jumped over a wall like that, I broke my ankle. Look at that. It's quite an unusual big stone to have in amongst a wall. A big one right there. So this is Tullibole. And if I remember rightly, Tully means grave. So it said something on that map about a maze being here. It'd be cool if we found that. There's a wee burn, wee stream running through. I don't want to go too off the beaten path because, like I said, my ankle's still recovering. I wonder if this was a site for anything. Mushy. What's that over there? The stream running through the grass there. I think this maze is over there. I think we can just see the edge of it there. Let's see if there's a better way to get near the maze. With that autumn smell, guys, the leaves are turning yellow. Wait a minute, here's the path. Nice big trees around here. I know there's a castle around here as well. And there's the maze. Some big trees. Some stuff inside the trees. It's maybe a fairy place, because you find that these fairy areas, they put up ribbons and stuff like that for them. I've noticed that trend. This must be the maze. I'll look at my chat, see if anyone's there. Apart from Curd the Lion. Let's see. Benny Vibes, how you doing? Long time. Benny Vibes. What was that? Hope you well, mate. Do tell YouTube some have to be them. Some will grave rob if they know location. We'll go in the maze. Try and get to the centre, which is over there. Almost see there's a path being made with the leaves. Dead end. That's a dead end as well. I came into the wrong part of it or something. That's racism on a board. On a phone. Of in the middle of nowhere. Ignorance. Oh look, there's another one. So when you get to the end, a dead end, I think it's a little. Right, where are we going? Migrating. The geese are migrating. And that's another dead end. What do we sign here? No. Dead end. It's quite a tricky maze actually, usually these are quite easy. A small maze. They really work to get information. I've noticed. He's like shining. Dead as well. Sure, there's no two dead ends, is there? Right. That's a wee dead end. Loading. Nearly there, guys. Oh wait, there's something. It's just a wee plinth. Alice. Robert Wilson, Bessie Neal, Margaret Lister, Agnes Burrough, Janet Payton, Crook of Devon. Three, 4, 62. Agnes. There's something to do with the witches being burned. This is like a memorial to the witches. 1662. Christian Grieve. Janet Burrough. So these are all the names here, I think. Aye, Janet Burrough. Agnes Murray. In the first of these trials, Agnes Murray, Bessie Henderson and Isabella Rutherford were condemned and strangled and burnt on the following day. Bessie Henderson. In the first of these trials, Agnes Murray, Bessie Henderson, Isabel Rutherford were condemned, strangled and burnt. Agnes Pittendreek, only one escaped, which she owed to being pregnant at the time of her trial and being respited under an obligation to come up for trial when required. As there's no record of any ulterior procedures taken against her, it is hoped that her respite resulted in their ultimate withdrawal. So these are all victims of the witch trials, where we used to burn women for being witches. Nice butterfly. Film. Witchcraft in Scotland. In the Middle Ages, most people were uneducated and highly superstitious, especially in rural areas. Witches or charmers were a normal part of society, and people from all social classes would consult them to help rid themselves of an illness or some other misfortune. Sometimes they would ask to bring harm to people against the day judge. These so-called have been skilled herbalists or simply very wise members of the community. At the same time, there were others who let it be thought that they were possessing strong magical powers and even links with the devil in order to frighten people or extract money. In 1563, Mary, Queen of Scots, passed the Witchcraft Act, and both charmers and those who consulted them had to become much more secretive in their dealings in case they were accused of or related as a witch. However, records show that the act was little used for some 30 years, and the elders of the parish kirk sessions had a tendency to dismiss witches, especially if they were women, as silly and misguided rather than malicious. A contributing factor to the trials was John Burrough, the warlock of Fossaway, who was of Sarry. That person who the state believed was not a genuine witch. However, his actions reinforced the belief in witchcraft in this area. When he unable to make his money with the magic stones, he would terrify farmers by digging up dead bodies and putting their parts in cowsheds to extort money by offering to magically cleanse their cowshed price. Amongst the charms used by John Burrough was one One was the putting of an enchanted stone into the drink of his patient. This practice had been used in Scotland with the sanction of the Church previous to the Reformation and appears to have been innocent in itself, but being accompanied by incantations, it was thereby brought within the category of sorcery. We are told that Burra gave a patient one enchanted stain of the bigness of a dowegi, advising him to put the same in his drink. He also persuaded a man that his horses had been bewitched and directed him to wash them with water of 2 enchanted stones. He, however, did not confine his attention to the cure of the afflicted, but he also exercised his weird arts for a malevolent purpose. We are told in the kirkyard of Glendevon at Quilkie's times there was 10 up 3 scrall dead corpse, one of them being a servant man named John Christiston. Corpse 10 up. The corpse was put above the byre and stable dur hedis. In this way he made much gain thereby, both in goods, money and provisions. He was tried at Edinburgh on November 24th, 1643, found guilty and sentenced to be strangled and burned on the Castle Hill of Edinburgh, which was carried into execution. Castle Hill of Edinburgh. So now supposedly practicing witchcraft in this area are the people who got killed during the trials. Interesting. Look how it's a pentagram. If you make lines, the pentagram star on this, which seems to be a suited shape considering what happened. Cool. Amazing. The grave of memorial perjury. Did they worship the devil? No, they were thought to do so. Descriptions of meeting the devil and entering a relationship or pact with him feature in the majority of our records that with detailed information. The relationship with the devil was crucial to the church and the law in proving someone was guilty of witchcraft. 90% of those whose records showed demonic features were women. Many people were tortured into confessing to devil worship. We have not seen any evidence of an organised magic, not as a existence of magic. What evidence was used in the trials? Confession evidence, often extracted under torture. Which act forced between 1760 and 1736. Jesus, a long time. Between these years there were 5 episodes that stand out periods of high level accusation and prosecution of witches. 1590 to 91, 1597, 1628 to 30, 1649 and 1661. These episodes of high level accusations were not national but were the result of a number of local, regional activities. The Lothians. Persecution in other parts of Scotland was more varied and many areas followed a very different chronological pattern to that of the Lothians. Yes, use confession, I don't know how often. Aye. Is a witchcraft. Pretty cool, eh? How do we get out of here? No, that way anyway. can't remember what way I came in again. There. It was over here, I think.